Well, Jonesborough Repertory Theater is inviting you to sit back and enjoy quite the show with a musical walk down memory lane. Performances of The Marvelous Wonderettes will be taking place this weekend and next at the historic Bonnie Kate Theater in Elizabethton. Shannon Cook, one of the cast members, joining us this morning with more on the production and telling us a little bit about opening night and all that good stuff. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
We had a big night last night.
We did. We opened the show after, gosh, at least 6 weeks of rehearsing, and we were so excited to do it, and we had some great folks come out and see it, and yep, we're up and ready to go.
What was the reaction like last night?
Oh, it was so wonderful. For anyone who isn't familiar with, actually being in productions, when you rehearse and you get to a point where you need that audience participation and reaction. So it was wonderful to finally, hear when the audience really gets a kick out of it and is laughing and just get that energy from them. It's such a fun time for us on stage.
Well, and it sounds like a really fun show. You were telling me this is one of those. It was off Broadway for a while.
It was.
But so many musical hits that you are going to remember.
Oh my goodness, so many. And what's wonderful about it is that it really does transport people back to the 1950s in our first act and then the 1960s in our second. It tells the story of 4 girls, 4 friends. Cindy Lou, who I have the pleasure of playing. We've got Susie, Missy, and Betty Jean, and we're having our prom and we're performing at our prom, and so it's like you're joining in it with us. And we've got tunes let's see, Dream Lover in our first half. We've got Son of a Preacher Man and Respect in our second half. So people there's really something for everybody in our show.
I bet it was fun to look out in the audience and see him kind of singing along, or at least,
yes.
Lip syncing a little bit.
Yeah, we had an older gentleman and his wife who came up and said that it was one of the best shows that they'd seen, and he actually said, "I might need to go see the doctor. I can't stop tapping my foot." So they had a great time.
That's wonderful. And what's it like for you guys being on stage, of course, after just a year and a half of that uncertainty, and to actually be up there and just sort of celebrating?
It's wonderful. I mean, to be able to bring joy back into so many people's lives. Some people really do, this is what they look forward to. They might come to every show in a season, and to have that, kind of ripped away. And of course, there were so many worse things that happened than losing theater. But it really was something that affected not only the actors, but our audiences. So we're thrilled to be able to do that, and we're so thankful to the Bonnie Kate Theater, who's hosted us. Now this is our second show. We did Sound of Music there as well, which was a great hit. But we're really thankful for them to, give us a home while we're waiting for our finished theater in Jonesborough. So.
Well, and it's such a beautiful venue, and it's historic,
Yes.
and I'm sure that probably brought back memories too for people to see this show in that venue.
Yeah, and it's fun too, because when you think about it, it really is the perfect setting for such a nostalgic show for everybody. So it already sets the tone of it for them as soon as they walk through the door.
And speaking of setting the tone, the set, the costumes, the production, all of that really works well for the Marvelous Wonderettes, doesn't it?
It really does. We transport you back to a high school gym, and you get to be a part of our prom, and then you get to come with us when we're 10 years older at our 10-year reunion. So it really is something that the audience can feel like they're a part of. And if you're lucky, you might actually get to be a little bit of a part in it if you come.
Ooh.
A little audience participation, maybe.
Very fun. And a lot of lessons, I think, kind of come through in this production. A lot of things on friendships and what's important in life.
Absolutely. You get to see the friendship of these two, maybe a little bit of some tension, some frenemy situation going on. But then you get to see these characters, while it's a fun show and we're bringing you back and letting you hear all these fun hits, you really do get to see these friendships, how they change, how they maybe improve, and just what these girls have been through since we last saw them in 1958 at their prom. You really do get to see a full arc of these characters, which just makes this show even better.
Well, the costumes look amazing. We got to see some little clips, and the music sounds awesome. So congratulations and best of luck with your next performances.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss this one. We'll give everybody the information. Tickets are on sale this show through the weekend and into next week, running through August the 8th. And again, all performances happening at the Bonnie Kate Theater in Elizabethton. You can check out the website or call that number to reserve your seats. And great to have you on the show.
Thank you again for having me.
We'll be right back.